Don't you love coming home to a package that you don't remember ordering? Let's open this bad boy up and see what it is. Hey everybody, it's Chris from Family Geekery. And I got home from work the other day and saw this box here, this box from Target sitting on my porch. And I didn't remember ordering anything from Target. So immediately the mystery began. I had to find out what it was, so I loaded up the Target app real quick on my phone and saw what it was that I had ordered and what it had mentioned that I'd been delivered today. So let's get this thing out so you guys can see what it is that I ordered. Alright, so here it is. The Funko Pop cover art series showing Vision here as depicted from his first appearance, Avengers number 57 issue back in October of 1968. You can see the number there, number 57. And this is a really neat series that Funko's doing. I've got kind of a love-hate relationship with Funko Pops. I love the fact that they're collectible and they look great. They've got a great variety, but they just make way too many of them now. At the beginning, it was like, oh wow, cool. There's a character that I like, and they made a figure of him, and it's not too expensive, like $8-10 to get one, put it on your shelf, and it looks great. But now it seems like you can almost play Stump the Funko and say, hey, I bet you they don't make a Tony the Tiger. And someone will say, no, hey, they actually do make a Tony the Tiger. Here it is. So I think they just make too many. Now, they don't think they make too many because they're obviously making a lot of money and they're getting these licensing deals with all these big names. And it's great to see all these different characters that weren't represented in any other kind of collectible toy now being represented in a Funko Pop. But back to the Vision comic series here. This Vision character is one of my favorite comic book characters, and I wasn't a reader of the Avengers series so much back when I was collecting, as a kid, because by the time I was collecting comics, the Avengers series was well into the hundreds or maybe even 200s, and it just didn't feel right to jump right into the middle of that. I've talked about that before, how I would look out for comics that were just starting, so I'd get a fresh start. But what I did collect was a series of comics called The Complete Handbook to the Marvel Universe. And they were monthly issues that had dozens of characters in each one. Let's say issue 1 would be all the A's and B's, and issue 2 would be C's and D's of all the different characters, and it would tell a story of their bio. It would talk about their powers. It would list out all their stats, what their first appearance was, what their super strengths are, where their hideout is, where they come from. And I would read through those comics because I could read in, I think it was in the mid-'80s they made these. They made about 15 issues at first, and then they started making supplemental issues at the end. And I could read through these 15 issues and know basically everything about all the comic book characters in the Marvel Universe. And that was really cool. They'd have great artwork in there. They'd have all the information that you'd want to know, and that way you wouldn't have to read every comic book that was out there. You just have to read these couple and know everything. And that's how I found out about Vision. It wasn't, obviously, I wasn't reading issue 57 back in 1968. I wasn't even alive then. So I was reading through, these bios in the mid-'80s, and Vision just caught my eye. I thought it was a really neat concept of how he could change his density and how he was created by Ultron and all that nifty stuff. So Vision's always been one of my favorite characters. Now this particular comic cover, because of that, is one of my favorite comic covers. I don't own the actual 57 issue, but I do have some of the homages to this issue. So they had a West Coast Avengers version that showed the same kind of pose and same kind of cover, just depicting a different story. And then since then, even in recent times, there's been some throwback covers, and I love when they do that. I love when artists will do a throwback cover and pick something that's visibly recognizable and put their own spin on it for a different type of book. So this is, as soon as I saw this was going to be available, I did a pre-order on it, and like I said, it's nice to have a surprise waiting for you on the doorstep that you forgot you even ordered. They do make another version of this that is the Scarlet Witch. So the character inside is a Scarlet Witch, and the comic that it's collecting or depicting is the Vision and Scarlet Witch issue number 1 from the mid-'80s. They had a mini-series, like a 12-issue mini-series that talked about their relationship. So that's a neat one also. And I was kind of surprised at how big this actual box is. Based on what I saw on the website, I couldn't really tell. I know how big a Funko Pop is, but I didn't really think it was going to be that big. But if we take another comic book here and put it up next to it, you can see it's actual, the cover that's inside there is actual full-size comic. So I think that's pretty neat. So going along with my love-hate relationship for Funko Pops, I think that these additions are a great addition to their collection lines. I've seen the other covers, like the album covers that would have maybe AC/DC or Metallica, and it would come with the 4 pops of the characters, and then it would show the cover art of the album. And I think those are neat. I think just the individual characters themselves, although I still see them and I enjoy them, and I pick one up every now and then, I think they're doing the right thing by coming up with something different. And this wasn't terribly expensive in the grand scheme of things. I think it was $14.99. So you get what would have been a $10 or $11 pop, plus you get a larger, and it's actually a hard plastic case inside that box. So you have a real nice display piece for $15. So I think it's pretty cool. I may have to pick up that Scarlet Witch issue also and put these side by side somewhere. So that's really all there is to this video here. I just wanted to share with you my latest pickup here from the mailman, and share my surprise of seeing my favorite comic book character being depicted with my favorite comic book cover. And I think it's a great piece. What do you guys think? Do you think these are a good addition to the Funko line of collectibles, or do you think also that Funko is just going too far and making too many things? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And as always, thank you for watching this video. Be sure, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. It really does help me. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe button. Remember to look for our podcast. We're on episode 6 now, just released as of yesterday. Check those out anywhere that you get your podcasts downloaded from. And as always, peace out and geek out.